they had a trailer. It was like new to Disney Plus this week, and it was like cheaper by the dozen, West Side Story, and then it was like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Punisher, Defenders. See you later. And I was like, oh, weird. Iron Fist probably got delayed for some reason. No, it's there. They just don't give a shit to put it in the trailer. They were like, oh, we know no one's gonna watch this who hasn't already watched it on Disney Plus, but it's gonna be there because they're all there. I guess you I guess you need context for Defenders, which was also a shitty show. Jessica Jones, though, everyone should watch that one. It's very good. And welcome to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. I'm Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
If you're joining us on YouTube, this is podcast 3 that we are recording on this very, very hot Friday.
Yeah.
But how was your week? I feel like yours is going to be way more eventful than mine because you went on a trip and I did not.
Yeah, so before the trip, we played Pokemon. That was a lot of fun.
Happened. Duh. We talked endlessly about that. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, no, had a great time doing Pokemon. It was our first session back. Hopefully going to have a bunch of newbies playing with us next time.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we got to you and I should make a day try and round up as many of them as we can to sit down and play.
Pokemon's interesting because it's I feel like it's easy to learn, but I don't know. It definitely helps if you've already played Magic because they're very similar, but that's obviously not a prerequisite for playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it's just like Pokemon's like easy enough to learn, but it like there's a couple rules that you might run into that you're like, what?
Right. It's getting more confusing. The longer it goes on.
Yeah. It's really helping that they've been putting the instructions on the cards.
Yeah.
Like every card that takes more than one prize card says right on there just in case you forgot.
Yeah.
The most confusing part is the Pokemon checkup, the putting poison and confusion and all that stuff. Remains the most confusing part. We even have a mat. It's from the 90s, but we have a mat that we play on that has those instructions on them, and they're completely inaccurate.
Right.
Because everything's changed since then.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun. That stayed with us going up New Hampshire because we did a lot of Pokemon related things. So directly after Pokemon, we went up New Hampshire. It was horrifying getting up there because it was snowing and it was windy and it was not great conditions.
Yeah. That's hilarious because it's so hot right now.
Oh, I know. And that was a week ago.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Less than a week ago.
It's not hilarious you had a terrible time driving. It's just the weather situation where we live.
Wasn't that hysterical?
Just bonkers. Wasn't it hysterical how stressed out you were?
We did a bunch of new shit up there.
Cool.
Yeah, so day one, we went exploring. We wanted to do some different things that we'd never done before. So we went to this comic store, and we're probably going to put a video essay about, not a video essay,
vlog video.
Yeah, a vlog video about our trip and the things that we did, because we did take videos of the loot and a really cool thing that I'm going to talk about in a minute here. But we went to a comic store called Jetpack Comics, and it was really cool. Had the biggest D&D section I've ever seen.
Ooh, interesting. Like Dungeons and Dragons comics or Dungeons and Dragons like dice and stuff.
I got I got a figure case that I think you'd really be interested in. It literally preserves the figures.
Kind of like
like they're nestled in foam and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it next time
like
you're over my house.
individual figure cases?
No. It's one big one, but there's foam pieces and you squish them in, and
got it.
It holds like 60 figures. It's crazy.
Is it? Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I got the big one.
Is it sized specifically for like D&D official figures?
Yes, but Hero Forge does fit.
Really?
I took a chance and I put my Hero Forges in them. It's a little snug, but they do fit.
Interesting. Okay.
Nothing's bending that I've noticed.
Right, because in my memory, Hero Forge is like double the size.
No, they're a little girthier.
Okay.
But they're not wildly bigger.
Okay.
I got that there amongst a bunch of other stuff, which was really cool. And across the street, we were driving down, and this sign caught my eye just because of how strange it was, and it was absolutely Nintendo font.
Okay.
But it said Collectatiques.
Oh.
And in a weird... The sign's a bit odd, but I was like, oh, a video game store, I think? Because, like, it had a bunch of video game stuff in the window. I was like, that's not what we were here for, but let's check that out afterwards. So, we go to Jetpack, then we go across the street, and it's like, it's got a bunch of action figures in old school video games and shit, and this is 20 minutes away from where we stay, by the way.
Oh.
This is down the road.
We just never noticed it, or is it brand new?
No, they've been there for years, because I asked that. I was like, how long have you been here? And they've been there for years.
Interesting.
It's the opposite direction of the condo.
Okay.
There's literally a point where you go right, you're going there, and if you go left, you're going where we're staying. So we'd have to take that right.
Okay, I
you
see.
remember where we got split up? Going up New Hampshire, then we had the most badass.
Yeah.
That exit that me and Pauline took, that's the exit. You go to the top,
okay.
you take a right, you're going to this place. You take a left, you're going to where we stay. So we did that, and then there was this really cool CD store next door to that, which, was cool. Not necessarily what we'd be talking about here. We went to, 7 new comic stores.
Nice.
Those were some of the coolest. Then we went to Maine the next day. And my favorite store, Maine Vintage Toys, was closed.
No.
Yeah.
Which one is that again? Remind me.
That's the one. They have the grab bag Pokemon cards that are in gold.
Oh yes.
Gold.
That's
foil.
where I got. That's where I got these, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had I didn't buy it because I forgot that debit cards are a thing. But because I was like, I'm out of money, but I did have more money. But they had, the last time I went there, I think the only time I've been there, they had a John Cena pop figure, which I did buy, and he's invisible because of the.
Oh yeah. I know
the,
what one you're talking about. We're scoping out his pops right now,
yeah,
trying
why
to see
can't I
where he is.
fucking see?
He might be down.
It's laying down.
Oh
but
yeah,
the
all
pop
the way
figure's
there.
completely invisible because he does that you can't see me thing. But they also had the complete entire set of Matthew Broderick's Inspector Gadget McDonald's toys, because those toys were, you get them all, you build him. It's like a big statue of him.
Yeah.
And my dad and my mom spent forever, probably so much money trying to track down every piece of this. And I got every piece, and my memory is a little fuzzy as to why I did this, but I just sold it at a yard sale one day.
Oh shoot.
And if I was my dad, I would be like, do not sell that. I worked hard to get that for you.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, my dad was like, all right, he wants to sell it. Let him sell it. Shouldn't have let me sold it. It's the same scenario, mindset in my head of I used to use yard sales as an excuse to sell video games I didn't play anymore. And now, being a budding Let's Player, but also someone who just loves video games, I was like, why'd I sell any of those?
Right.
If I wanted to play Tarzan 64, I'd have to buy it again because I sold it. And that game's incredible. Yeah. I don't know why I sold it. I just I haven't played this in a while. I'll sell it for $1 or whatever.
Right.
Because it's a yard sale. So I should have gotten it. But the fact that they had it gave me faith that other people would have that too. If not them, next time I see them, because I assume that's not a hot button.
Right. You assume
item.
that's still going to be there. I love that store, but it was closed. I did order something online from there for the first time, and it just came in.
Oh, cool. What'd you get?
The Off-World. It's called the Off-World Jawa 3 3/4 figure.
Okay.
There's one.
Oh, didn't you have that in a? Weren't we on a Zoom call, you and me, and you had a Jabba the Hutt you were playing with?
Jawa, not Jabba.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's my mistake.
It's okay.
The little Boudini.
Yeah.
I could have done that voice better.
There's one. See, I didn't know this. I still wanted the figure either way, but they were selling it for retail price. And there's one going around that's going for $200 right now.
Oh.
And I was like, I want this anyways, but what if this is it? It's not it. I looked it up. It's the Elder Jawa or something like that.
Okay.
It comes with the furry egg, the one that I got.
Okay.
The one that he comes with the furry egg and it open.
Oh. Okay.
So that's the one everybody's going nuts for.
I see. So you wanted the way less rare, but still technically the same version one.
Yeah, which I'm more than happy with. It's really cool quality. But so that wasn't open. What we did go to, a new store in Maine, was
New to us.
new to us.
Okay.
Electric Buddhas.
Okay.
There wasn't much going on in this store. It had a few cool things. It had that Galaga cabinet that I showed you
Right,
that
yeah.
definitely has a 1943
Three.
motherboard
But also wasn't the
Yeah,
space
also
game
wasn't-
Galaga.
it
It
was
was
a
like
cool-
a game Galaga about like a caveman or something.
Yeah, it was a cool cabinet. I don't know what was going on with it. But they had a lot of things that were a little overpriced. They wanted $165 for a tube TV.
Oh. Wait, how
I don't
much?
know what $165. I don't know what was special about this TV. There was just a sticker. Maybe it was an accident, but there was just a sticker with that price slapped on this TV.
That seems
I don't
large.
I don't know what was special about that TV, but there was just a few things I was questionable about the price. But the coolest thing for us that was at this store was they had single sleeved Pokemon like grab bags.
Oh yes, you were telling me about this.
Yes, and we're going to be making a video about this, so I won't give away what we got.
I already have the
You already
video I
have the
footage
footage.
for.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
that'll be either this Wednesday or next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Not quite sure which of the two Wednesday projects will be easier. Probably yours.
whichever. But it's they're $10. You're getting a single card and an energy card for $10.
Okay.
50% of them are valued at $20 or more.
Okay.
Is what he said. One of which is valued at $300
Okay.
out of this pile of cards.
Oh, I see.
Um,
And the other 50% is like
I can only
shitty-
imagine shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give away what we got. Go check out the
Oh,
video.
nice.
But that is what that was the coolest new thing to me from Maine that we did. Then we just hung out. We had a day where we hung out. We went to the New Hampshire Mall, which was We went to the Maine Mall, which was really cool. Which is
Okay.
like it's actually where the Books A Million is. We've just ignored that mall the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
But it's right there. So next time we go up New Hampshire, we got some cool things, if everybody's comfortable, like if we're okay with going out and doing some stuff.
Yeah.
We've got some cool ideas.
Didn't we have like such a weird drive getting to Books A Million last time? Didn't something happen? And then we got to Books A Million and
Wasn't it the people needed their car? Were you there when the people needed their car charged?
yeah, so why you're struggling to remember if I was there or not is because I really had to pee.
Yeah.
So you guys were like, we're going to jump this car. I fucked off to go to the bathroom, but I remember specifically that this woman wasn't wearing a mask, and she thought I was so, like, angry at her or something. She thought that I left because I was like, she's not wearing a mask. Ugh, I'm out of here. But in reality, I just really had to go to the bathroom.
Gotcha.
And the events had ended by the time I made it out.
Yeah, I feel like something else weird happened too, but I really can't remember.
Yeah.
That was the part that I took away.
Because Kelsey wasn't with us at this point.
Yeah.
She had left a day early.
Yeah. But we got some cool stuff closer to home to do next time we're there.
Cool.
And
Yeah, you're having
yeah.
a day with that over
yeah,
there.
I am.
All that was on camera, by the way.
Good. Oh yeah, you could see the whole thing. Good.
Yeah. That's great.
Awesome.
Nice.
So you probably saw it falling too every single time it's fell. That was, I'm hesitant to say, the main part of my week that I did, and it was a good week. I had a lot of fun. What about yourself?
So, hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to. Yes. Okay. Just trying to get my facts right for a thing I'm going to bring up. So, this might have been 2 weeks ago, but I never talked about it.
Sure. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had a
go
food
for it.
story. I had a food story, and then I'm done.
a lightning food story.
A lightning food story.
Lay it on me.
So we were at the New Hampshire Mall, It was the last thing we were doing for our trip. Pauline had work the next day. She wanted to go home early enough.
Right.
So it was roughly 6:30. We're ready to call it a day. We wanted to sit down to eat before we left. She suggested Bertucci's, and I said, yeah, of course, why not?
Love that one meal I've only ever gotten from Bertucci's.
So we go. The place is like half empty. We still had to wait a few minutes to sit down, which isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
They were like cleaning off the table.
It is odd, though.
Well, it seemed like they wanted to section everybody off in one spot of the restaurant and then build it up from there. I wasn't going to question their logic.
Oh, okay.
So
maybe they didn't anticipate that many more customers and they wanted to clean, like get a start on cleaning.
The place was half empty.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason.
But you're saying it was literally like half.
Well, they had everybody in the back for the most part, from what I could tell. So it seemed like they were like going from the back forward.
Okay.
It's still weird.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of people. Let me put that out there. There weren't a lot of people in this restaurant. So we sit down. It took the woman like 15 minutes to come over to us to order. Yeah. And because this has happened to us in a restaurant before. I don't know what it is about us. It's happened like twice, but I was like, do they forget to put somebody on us? Because that's happened. We'll be sitting there and somebody will be like, somebody taking care of you guys? And we're like, I don't know. They're like, oh, it's me. I'm taking care of you guys. And it's like,
whoops.
Oh, okay. So not a big deal. She was very nice. She was like, oh, sorry about the wait. What can I get you guys to drink? Then that took a while, and then she came back. She was like, you guys ready to order? And I was like, yeah, I'll get this, and she'll get that. Two very, we didn't go nuts. It was just a couple of meals.
No, but no this, and we need a side of this, and all that stuff.
Yeah. It was very straightforward. And so we're sitting there, and we're, minding our own business. We're on our phones, talking this and that. And I sent somebody a text right as we sat down, so I knew what time we sat down.
Yeah.
That's not why I did it. I just
right.
I knew the time that we sat down. And eventually I just kind of looked up at Pauline. I was like, they're taking a while, huh? Everybody else has been served but us. Well, the people who were there when we were there and sat down when we sat down have been served, eaten, and left.
Okay.
And I was like, what's going on? In 45 minutes after we sat down.
Oh, okay.
After we sat down, after they took our order, 45 minutes later, Pauline was kind of freaking out because she was like, I don't want to be home super late for work.
Oh, right. True. I forgot that's how this story started.
And I was like, I really thought we'd be leaving now.
Right.
I thought we'd be pretty much at the end of the process at this point.
Yeah, no reason you shouldn't be unless, yeah.
And the woman never came to check on us. She never told us why it was taking this long.
Right.
She never bothered to come over and check how we were doing and stuff like that.
Or else I'm sure you wouldn't have a story because then the story's, our food took long, but because of this, and we knew about it, and they warned us.
Yeah, and I was like, eventually just got to the point where, I've been trying to lose weight. I was like, I personally don't need to eat here right now. And Pauline was like, I really want to get home. I'm not even that hungry that I absolutely need to eat something right now. So for the first time in either of our lives, we just got up and went over to the woman and we were like, we got to go. We don't even know when it's coming out. And her response to us was like, yeah, I was wondering why it took so long. I was like, ask.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? I didn't say anything.
Right.
Because I could tell she was upset and she was like, well, do you want to take it to go? And I just wanted to leave. I didn't really have a lot to say, but in my head I was
you were trying to pay for your drinks. That's what
we had water. Right? We actually didn't pay for anything.
Oh, then why didn't you just leave? Why do you tell her?
Because I didn't want to be that rude.
Okay.
I wanted to tell her, listen,
the food they're making right now supposedly is going to go to waste because we're leaving.
Yeah,
right.
I'm sorry, but we have to leave. I don't know what happened. Her response to us was essentially the same thing. And in my head, I was like,
even weirder.
Well, in my head, I was like, that's not the response you were supposed to have. That's okay for me to have that response. And I leaving there, I was like, I feel kind of like a Karen for doing this, and I said that to Pauline, but I was like, we have to go. And
Right.
this is a chain restaurant, and that took way too fucking long. The place wasn't even booked. Like booked. That's
yeah. No, you're good.
musician in me. The place wasn't even packed. It was just odd. And she was like, "Well, do you want to take it to go?" And like I said, at that point, I just wanted to leave. I was like, "This awkwardness has gone on long enough. I just want to leave." Where I was just like, we got to go. But in my head, walking out, I was like, I wasn't gonna take it to go unless it was ready right fucking
Right,
then.
that's the thing. It's like, yeah, we gotta get out of here. It's like, do you want it to go? It's like, is it done?
Right. And if it's done, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's.
I
feel like
didn't understand. I didn't understand the back and forth. And she was like, I get it. Okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry.
her response is the weirdest part. The fact
She
that
was
there
nice enough.
Right. But the fact that there was never like a sorry we only have one cook, or we're running a little slow tonight. That part was already weird, but the fact that her response was like, I agree with you, and also don't know what's happening. Me, the waitress, takes it for that, like, the weirdest part of that story.
Yeah, I was just baffled, and I was like, I said to Pauline in the car, I was like, I'm sorry that was like the last part of our trip. I was just a weird note to end on. Because I felt awkward leaving, because I've never done that before, and I didn't want to ruin anybody's night, but I didn't want to ruin their night most of all was Pauline.
Right.
And I could tell she was stressing out, and she was like, no, you're hungry, we can stay. And I was sitting there like, to be honest, I was going to eat because it's dinner time, and I could go home and go right to bed. I also would not mind leaving right now because this is taking so super long.
Yeah.
So that's my first and hopefully only food story that I have.
And it's not even like, because you were like, for the first time ever, I thought you were going to be like, I didn't pay for my food because I technically got a drink. I thought you were going to be like, for the first time ever, I dined and dashed. And even then I was going to be like, well, you tried to dine. But the fact that, I don't know where I was going with that, but I feel like it's like no big deal on your part. Like I feel like you did one step more than most people would do, which you actually like excused yourself.
Yeah.
Where I feel like most people would just leave, which it's just it somebody wasn't doing their. It sounds like like two people weren't doing their job, but something was happening.
Yeah.
There's definitely context we don't have. Why is the restaurant set up like this? Why is the waitress not like super in tune with how far along our food is?
Yeah,
Did you order anything super intensive?
I had rigatoni, broccoli, and chicken.
Okay.
Which
is
just
three
pasta.
things in a plate. Yeah.
Pauline had something similar. It was nothing crazy. It was nothing big. Also, it's a Italian restaurant chain.
Right.
It was stuff that they should have just been able to get.
You should have went to the waitress when she was like, "Oh man, okay, I'm sorry." You just look at her. You're like, "Just give me a Mr. Beast burger," and the beef is squashed.
Listen.
I know you have Mr. Beast crazy fries back there. Just give me a few, and we're good to go. We're good. I'll even pay for them. Just come on. I know you got them.
That would have been great. Where I spent 35 minutes talking about my week. Holy shit! I'm so sorry. Please tell us your week. We'll do news, and then we gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah. I as usual, haven't been doing much. Very excited. Probably as soon as you leave, I'm gonna check out these new Mario Kart tracks.
Yeah.
Excited for those. They weren't looking super great, like graphically. Apparently, they look fine now. Which is always a thing with Nintendo. Nintendo's always like, look at this trailer, and people are like, that looks like shit. And then the game comes out, and we're like, oh, it's fine. But I did, and I told you about this, but I wanted to actually talk about it. I hate this word, but it is the correct word for it. I hacked my Super Nintendo Classic. So if you don't know, the Super Nintendo Classic is like a tiny little Super Nintendo that doesn't have a cartridge slot that Nintendo put out that has like 30 games on it that is essentially obsolete because Nintendo Online basically has all of those games, including Star Fox 2, which is weird because that was the one like draw to this thing, which was like Star Fox 2 is finally out. It's on the Super Nintendo Classic, but now it's on Nintendo Online as well.
Right.
A game that started development was announced in 86 and finished development in 2017. But yeah, so you and I famously, our first week of Let's Playing was a Super Nintendo week.
Yeah.
Where we played a bunch of SNES classics, and the light theme, I don't think we ever talked about this, but the light theme was
games that
should have been on the SNES Classic. And what this hack program I got presupposes is, what if they are? Because now they are. And it's really cool. I barely started, but I'm going to work my way through something that I didn't know about, something that I just found out about. And I apologize that I'm talking about video games, but it is basically the only interesting thing that happened this week. I'm going to make my way through the Quintet Trilogy, which I didn't know was a thing. Quintet is since long time been merged into Square Enix development company, and they made a series of 3 games that are not similar in gameplay to each other, but they technically take place in the same like universe.
Yeah.
And it's called the Quintet Trilogy, and those games are Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma. And I'm going to play through them all. Very excited about Terranigma because Terranigma is Japanese and Europe exclusive, which this hack program that I got promised me I wouldn't be able to download non-American ROM files, and it totally let me.
Oh,
I was able to boot up Terranigma. I got to through a couple screens. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But yeah, essentially any game I want. None of them made it, and even the ones that the system was like, this one didn't make it, it made it. It was just there.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's something that I've been meaning to look into, but I assumed I would need to buy a thing.
Yeah.
But no, it has because of the way it plugs in, it has a USB port that you're supposed to plug into a brick. So you just plugged it into the computer, download this thing, and then have it work its magic, reset your system or whatever. And then it's just, now it's literally like, oh, I forgot one. Let me go download it real quick. Click check mark, plug it in, press the go button, and now I'm good to go.
That's cool.
So yeah, that was really cool.
Would it have enough memory
for the whole SNES library?
It does.
Yeah, I've been told. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Which is really cool. Yeah, I saw an article a couple years ago that was like how to put every SNES game on your SNES Classic. I was like, well, this I've got to see. And I thought there was going to be I assumed there was going to be a few different steps to downloading a thing and plugging it in a weird way and all that stuff. But what I thought was going to happen was just a button that add all, but I still had to download each individual ROM. So I grabbed 60-ish games that I was I could see myself wanting to boot this up on a TV.
That's cool.
Yeah. It even has the box art.
Yeah, you were saying
and as I
that.
was telling you, it has whether or not it's read only or not, which is so cool.
That's cool.
Because that's information that the SNES Classic gives you, but even the hacked ones give it that as well.
That reminds me, the other movie I wanted to tell you about, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I did look up. I didn't look up a trailer, but I looked up what it's about.
Nintendo Quest?
Yeah. It seems like a movie I'd like, but it got poor reviews, so I'll definitely watch it.
I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know how it ends, but I from what I've seen, I think you'd really like this movie.
Yeah, it's essentially just Around the World in 80 days, but they're buying physical releases of NES games.
He has 30 days, cannot use any internet to
right.
buy a complete
Now, is
collection of the Nintendo Entertainment System games.
I guess any question I have will be spoilers, but is he starting from zero?
He is. He has his own collection, doesn't count. He has to start from zero.
Okay, now I'm more interested.
Yeah.
I'm curious if there's an entire chapter of this movie dedicated to E.T., but we'll see.
I was also curious about that. Haven't gotten there yet.
He
hasn't
excited.
gotten E.T. yet.
Because there's another, I'm sure you've seen this, there's another documentary all about E.T. and it's the findings and its happenings and what happened with the, urban legend turned,
real.
We actually found Area 51 story of of the ET.
Yeah, you could just go there and get one.
Or no, is that an Atari game?
Oh, it might be Atari.
Maybe it's an Atari game. Then never
But
mind.
I was also thinking ET. That's so weird. Last night we were watching it, and I was like, oh, man, I wonder what's going to happen when he gets the ET
No,
cartridge.
it's an Atari game now that I'm thinking about it. Okay.
Well, it still looked fun.
We're
movie.
dumb. Yeah, it looks fun. Let's talk about news, baby.
Sure. I don't have a ton, which is good for us this week.
I mean, can I start? Because I have one bit that I wanted to talk about that I think you're not going to have.
Sure.
Big E, the wrestler.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about this.
So he seems fine. Obviously, he's not fine. His neck is broken. But I've seen a few. I've seen a few posts of his online where he's like, he's being silly. He's being like, oh, look at how bored I am. And he specifically said, like, my neck is broken, but my heart isn't. He seems like he's in good spirits. I would not be, because it sounds like he's never gonna wrestle again.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't follow wrestling enough to know if someone has ever suffered an injury this severe and made it back to being on stage. I can only assume he shouldn't do that. But essentially what happened is he was being thrown, and obviously wrestling is fake, as they say. So he was meant to be thrown. He didn't move his head away he was supposed to, and he just completely snapped his neck.
Jesus Christ.
But he's alive, and he seems like he's in good spirits.
That's good. I don't have a lot to say.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't
worries.
mean to undermine that, but I'm glad that this person is okay.
No, absolutely not. I am too. It's yeah. He's like one of the only wrestlers that, like, if I was to call myself a wrestling fan, he's like one of the only ones that I'm like sort of following.
Oh, okay.
Because he's part of New Day. New Day is very like, we're all millennials, be gay, do crime.
Oh,
and
shit.
they're like, and they're also all black. They're very cool. Xavier Woods, if you know that name, he's a host at G4. He's on New Day. He's in New Day. Which Xavier Woods is odd because he has a stage name and a real name, but they're both two first and last names.
Oh.
Like, his name is Austin Creed, but his stage name is Xavier Woods. And it's just weird to me that it's a first name and a last name. Like, it's not like the Eradicator or whatever the fuck. His stage name is a different name.
I'm going to do lightning round.
Yeah, sure.
William Hurt, Oscar winner and Thunderbolt Ross actor, dies at 71.
William Hurt is dead?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I did not hear about this. Dag.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I don't. That stinks. I didn't know about that. Not usually is it a famous person's death that I hear it first from you. I usually hear. I didn't know that.
Darth Maul was reportedly cut from Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. Not spoiling too much, but this is what I was saying last time. It'd be weird if he showed up.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder what they mean by cut. Bless you.
Thank
I wonder if they mean, when they say cut, they mean like somebody on set once said, "What about Darth Maul?"
Right.
And then it never happens.
I feel like that's what they're talking about.
Because
it would have been silly.
Yeah. I see. Here's the thing, right? I'm sure that there's a grip of Star Wars fans, probably myself included, that if Darth Maul showed up, I'd be like, cool. But Star Wars has done a really good job, I think, at least in the TV series, to pay close attention to the other side of the fans. The fans that would be like, fuck that.
Right.
That's dumb. Your show's dumb now because he should not be here.
Yeah. Star Wars is trying.
At least the TV production part of it.
Right. Netflix just made a major change to the Umbrella Academy. Did you hear about this?
No.
They're going from TV 14 to TVMA.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I didn't know it wasn't already TVMA. I think that's gonna elevate the series.
They think it's gonna elevate the violence. That's what they're predicting is language and violence.
I think that might yeah. Because Umbrella Academy is very dark, but it's also very silly. This is true of the comics as well. And I feel, but the comics are hyper violent. And I feel like
I believe it.
I feel like if we can bring that The Boys level of violence to Umbrella Academy, that'll really. I think this is going to have a lot more fans come season 3.
Speaking of The Boys,
oh Christ, what did he do now?
Star Karen. I really want to pronounce it this way. Fuck you, Hera.
I'm sure it's not that.
Fukuhara.
Oh, Fukuhara?
Fukuhara. That's definitely the way you should pronounce that. Reveals she was attacked in recent event.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I really got to jet through these, so
Yeah.
we're gonna move on from there.
Yeah, I also don't watch The Boys and don't know who Karen Fukuhara is, but I'm glad she's alive.
Yeah,
I'm glad she's still with us.
Here, somebody posted what it looks like. The Disney's $5,000 Star Wars themed hotel. It doesn't look fantastic.
Yeah. The
th-
food's probably got funny names.
That is all the news that I have.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, when you said you were gonna lightning round, you meant all of it. I thought you meant I'm gonna lightning round and then get to the big one.
No, that was it. That was everything.
That's fair. Sometimes
I'm just
sometimes,
running. I gotta run. I gotta run today.
No,
you know?
see, here's the thing. Sometimes you have a super interesting week and there's not that much news.
Yeah.
You know,
It worked out.
It'll happen. So yeah, and no goop because
Sorry guys.
Yes, I
gotta run.
We gotta wrap things up. But thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you to anyone who watched. Thank you to Fire Striker and Toga for chatting in the chat. Let me do this real quick. I realize I'm not on mic.
He's not on mic. He's not on mic.
Who's Mike? Oh, that didn't work. Did that work? Do you see the?
Oh, for the first time ever, I left early.
Oh, that one worked.
Oh,
okay, well I'll just do these.
I'm sure it worked. I'm sure it was great.
No, it didn't. The second one, the first one didn't work. The second two worked though. That's a link to our YouTube and our Patreon. Is it links with a S? Is that why it didn't work? Yes, because
Cool.
I typed the wrong thing. That's why it didn't work. That's all our links to all the things we do, and everyone who's made this stream a great place to be. Next, oh my God, we haven't announced this yet. Next stream is Sunday, 5 p.m. EST. This is the slot where we would be playing Wind Waker, but we're moving to a different game. I'm going to be playing, and we're going to be, I've played this game many, many times, but Chris, for the first time ever, is going to be experiencing Final Fantasy X. So, look out for that. Tell your friends. Come watch us, watch Titus and Riku and Yuna fuck it up in the land of Final Fantasy X, my favorite Final Fantasy game. Anything else?
I'm good.
I think we're good. So, thank you for watching. Please be sure to check out all the other stuff we do. Until next time, I've been Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.